Hello, welcome to Wingin It, and we're back here with another gameplay video from Major League Wingspan. We are in our fourth game. We've won two and lost one, so bit of a mixed start, but not too bad overall. And yeah, we're going to jump into this game here. This is from our division, so against another European player, and we're going to see, going second, what we've got in this starting hand here. Okay. Well, we've got a white stalk, and that is always a good sign in the starting hand, so we like to see that. Great tit as well is another excellent option. And puffin, I mean, hard to look past keeping Atlantic puffin at the start. Of course, Oceania bonus cards feel like a good way to go, and a few of those end around goals might come in handy with the puffin. So what do we got in terms of bonus card? Okay, well, Nestbox Builder probably is going to be the way to go. Already two there to start, so definitely like that. And yeah, I think this works as starting hand. Can, of course, with that starting nectar, be a little bit more greedy here. Still get the food for the great tip, get that down. The tray's not especially great, which I think is fine here going second, and I've got enough to be getting on with. So yeah, I can play the great tit, get some food, get this white stalk down. Lots of egg spaces as well on this great tit, so yeah, that is for sure going to come in handy. So I think we just lock that in. I think that's a pretty straightforward keep there. And yeah, the feeder's looking quite good, I think, in terms of once this great tit is down, should be able to get the food for this white stalk without too many issues. So yeah, we are going to go grasslands here. I think there is a bit of debate. I would say now with these Oceania boards, there is a question of, you know, do you still go for the grasslands, or do you go and stick this in the wetlands and use that to just accelerate card draw even more? But I think the grassland card access is super strong, and yeah, you can do that little bit of digging, see if you can find something to keep the grasslands going. But even if not, you're getting eggs, you're getting cards, and yeah, I can certainly supplement that with a little bit of card draw, even just with something like puffing down. So I did see the stilt go down there, so definitely not quite as good of an opening for my opponent here. They went blind off the deck, so going for the gambles. Sometimes still could be good if the tray is nice, but this is definitely not one of those situations. So we will just go ahead and grab the food that we want. We're going to go for, I think, a fish here. We should hopefully get a nectar on the reroll. Yeah, I mean, great tit's pretty reliable. In terms of that reroll, I mean, you're overwhelmingly likely to get a nectar on those rerolls, so it's a pretty strong power early on in the game. And yeah, speaking of pretty strong powers early on in the game, white stalk definitely up there. So we are have to be wary. I mean, white stalk, the tray resetting is risky. If you reset that tray, you can sometimes reveal something good that your opponent's going to go and grab. And just, yeah, moving that tray around can be a curse as much as a blessing. But yeah, I think we're definitely going to look to use this white stalk to our advantage. So okay, now we're going to pick up. Oh no, they used the budgerigar. Okay, that's interesting. So you're tucking, yeah, you're tucking the smallest bird. So I suppose actually that is going to move this tray a little bit as well. Great egret's popped up, but don't think we're going to go out of our way to grab that. We're just going to play this white stalk, and yeah, this is definitely the kind of bird where if it's played against me in round one, I find that very frustrating. So I can only imagine how, yeah, my opponent feels seeing that, but not going to worry too much about that. I think we just, yeah, do our own thing here. And I mean, in terms of white stalk, you want tucking birds. If we can find a nice barn swallow, house finch, that sort of bird, that's precisely what we're looking for. That just makes this kind of grasslands even stronger than it already is, because the one downside of this white stalk, you can't pick up birds in the tray with that power. You have to reset the tray. And so if something nice comes up, I mean, that great egret ordinarily might be something I'd look to go for, but yeah, if something good comes up, can't go and grab it. But if you do have that tucking bird next to it, it just opens up so many more options. So okay, that time they're drawing birds. Got to pay attention when this tray changes, if it's because they're drawing birds or if they're using the budgerigar. But we will lay eggs. We're going to see what we can get on this first draw. Okay, I mean, this is the danger, because I don't especially want partridge here, but I can't leave that. I can't leave that for my opponent. It's far too good to just stick that in that first column. So we will block we will deny. And yeah, we'll just, I think, keep going, keep using this. Ideally, as I say, looking for that grassland bird, but even a forest bird, get that down, get a bit more food going. You know, we've got birds like this puffin, which I might have to consider if I, you know, desperately want to get that down this round for the end of round goal. I think it's probably a little bit too soon to go out of my way like that. I think I'll save that for later. Priority in this early game, definitely. Doing that digging with the white stork, getting engine birds down, getting the brown powers down. That has to be the focus here in this early game. Try and build something out in, hopefully, this grasslands. But yeah, something like puffin. Save that for later. Maybe we can get more forest birds down. Maybe we get more food production going. Then we can think about, yeah, getting the food for this and getting it down. So yeah, it definitely feels like maybe a bit more a struggle on my opponent's side, but they found the bird that we were looking for. Now, okay, yeah, they're definitely going to win the centre round goal with the 2 ground nests, so don't need to worry about that. But yeah, barn swallow, that's what we're looking for. So hopefully there's more of those birds that we can go and find. But let's see, we'll use this white stork. Okay, well, to be fair, rough. That also does the job. But again, look, Polite Woodpecker, that is very, very powerful, I think, for my opponent here. Let's go for the forest, but yeah, we've got to go for the rough. Got to go for the rough and reveal a kill deer. So, all right. I was feeling good about this game. Now, for some reason, I'm feeling less good. Because, yeah, Polite Woodpecker and kill deer. Both very, very appealing options. So I wouldn't be surprised if they do go and draw both of those. But, yeah. That solves their card draw dilemma, I think. Where maybe they had been struggling. Definitely not struggling so much. So we're seeing the pros and the cons of the white stork in action. Getting good stuff for me, but yeah, revealing very, very good stuff for the other player as well. So this rough will for sure come in handy as that little bit of card cycle. So I think, yeah, I think, to be honest, I might take food, play this in the wetlands, and then draw cards. Just getting that extra card to tuck under the rough at the round end is powerful. Because, yeah, if I lay eggs the extra turn, I don't really want to tuck this puffin, so it'd be partridge and then whatever else I find. And who knows, maybe that other bird I find is something that I want to keep and not tuck. So it's important to have, yeah, enough cards to be tucking into this rough and getting the points, but also getting that card cycle and seeing more birds. So yeah, no surprise, they do go ahead and yeah, draw both of those. So that'll be good for them. But as I say, hopefully this rough will be good for us. So we're going to take food, hopefully get a little bit more nectar. Very, very nice for us. And yeah, I think we just play the rough. And if I'm going to draw cards, the approach here is to draw tray birds, because if you do draw off the deck and they're really, really good birds, you then don't want to tuck. And I'm going second, so there's no risk of revealing good stuff and letting my opponent get it. So we want to draw stuff with the aim of tucking it, which is, yeah, not something you always end up doing, or you know, find yourself in that position in Wingspan. So something to pay attention to. I mean, we could legs as well. I've got to think about this because it sort of depends a bit where my opponent is. I'm sort of guessing they'd want to take food here. But yeah, I mean, if laying eggs on the rough does matter for the end of round goal, that's something to consider as well. But we'll just get it down for now. And we'll make that decision next turn because, yeah, there's sort of pros and cons either way. If we draw cards, we miss out the point on the end of round goal. And if we lay eggs, we miss out the point on the rough. But this way we are getting more eggs, so maybe I'm talking myself into laying eggs here. Because equally we can do a thing where we lay eggs and we just pick up the worst tray bird from what the stork reset gives us, with the aim of tucking it. Yeah, I do think this puffin is going to be too good to tuck early on. I'd rather sacrifice the point and keep it in hand for later. But yeah, we'll see. I think now that the rough has gone down, I think my opponent won't want to leave themselves in a position of only one bird, because I think you'd expect me to lay eggs here. So yeah, I think their plan will be to get the killdeer down next round, and already got some good cards in hand, I'm sure, but they'll find more. Okay, so yeah, they took food. So Woodstalk has come up. That to be honest would be quite tempting, but I think we are going to go ahead and lay eggs here and just get our point before the end of round. So what do we get on this reset? Okay. Right. I think we take this honey buzzard. I think the Harrier might be a good one to get down in the grasses. Just build this out a bit. So honey buzzard, I think, is prime tucking material under the rough. So we'll pick that up and use this rough. So yeah, just do the 2 tucks. Fruit dove is tempting, but giving food away to the killdeer player, definitely risky. Grasshopper sparrow could be interesting, but I think if we're going lots and lots of eggs, I think that might cause us problems. So we'll see what we get. Tiny woodpecker, useful for the bonus card, maybe not so useful right now. And yeah, I think we will take this Harrier just to try and build something. Okay, well, there was a main duck. Probably wouldn't have got too much use out of that. But here we go. Into the next round. Got an interesting trade because we've got a cowbird. We've not really got the cup nest to support that. And a gnatcatcher, which would be quite useful, to be honest. Just to get more food going. But again, can't pick this up with the rough. So I think the plan here is going to be, I think we want to take food and get this Harrier down, and go back to egg laying. And with these brown pals, the earlier you get them down, the more usage you get, the more points you get from them. So that should be our core priority here. All the rats coming up. But we are going to take nectar. And yeah, I think we just got to get this down. We just got to go back to egg laying. We've got to keep digging. Hope that, you know, barn swallows out of the equation, but there's still plenty of those tuck and draw birds that we can get in the grasslands. The aim has to be to try and find one of those. Or to just try and find other, you know, point scoring brown powers in the grasslands, just to add and build this out, because we're pretty sure, I think here, opponent is going to go for grasslands engine. A little bit worried they might have a raven. This is kind of spelling raveny with this food. My raven senses are tingling. But if they did, you'd probably play it. You're normally so excited to get a raven down that you don't even think twice. No, okay, they have completed woodpecker, so forcing that down, I think that makes sense. We've got to make sure we have spaces available on this great tit, so let's focus on that. But yeah, Harry will go down. And who knows, I mean, if we can find a nice cheap forest bird, I think a double play would be a good idea. Maybe help this end around as well, but just more cavity nesting birds to kind of counter this pleated woodpecker. And of course we have got nest box builder, so something to think about as well. But yeah, this is a decent little forest they've got going. Pleated woodpecker, budgerigar, good combo. And yeah, they might even need killdeer, but I think if they can get some good forest birds, build this out, we're definitely going to be up against it here. But yeah, it's relying on our good friend the white stork to hopefully do us a favour here and find some good birds for us to go and play. And ideally build out this engine a little bit more, but yeah, it looks like some nectar is coming up, so they can be happy. There comes the free egg. Alright, time to lay eggs. See, first of all, Harrier, nope, you're not going to do a job. White stork sort of is, though. I mean, he's an Imperial Eagle. The nuthatch, I do kind of want, to be honest. I might actually draw cards and just pick that up, or maybe even the nightjar. Oh, this is difficult. These are all good birds, and I want them all for slightly different reasons. I feel like leaving the eagle is just so... It'd be so good for my opponent to get that. And yeah, if I want the others, maybe I do go and draw cards, because I feel like a double play into the nuthatch wouldn't be a bad idea. But yeah, let's block this eagle, because I do think with killdeer down and unlimited cards essentially for my opponent here, basically giving away 3 points, and I suppose actually end of round goal 3. I feel like Eastern Imperial Eagle would basically guarantee them the win on that. I know we have got Puffin, but if we do Puffin and Eagle, I think we're in a pretty safe spot. So yeah, got to be careful of that. I mean, this may or may not be something I play myself. With the rough, you know, you kind of want to have those cards at the end of the game. Birds in hand, end of round goal as well. Got to think about that. So yeah, this might be a case where we ditch the Eagle early on, but we'll see. Long way to go yet. But yeah, I'd certainly imagine Killdeer going down, but they might want that nuthatch. I think that would be prime material to add into this forest if you're going to go the forest route here. You want nuthatches, you want chickadees, you want those point score brown piles, but no, Killdeer's going down. Makes sense now. Do we draw cards here? I could definitely see myself doing the double play into the nuthatch. But equally, I think I've got to lean on this grassland, so let's see what we can get. Northern Harry's not doing a good job, but White Stork definitely is, because that's prime bird right there, whiteback woodpecker. So I think we do go for that again. Got a dove, sort of in this position of constantly having to be ready to block stuff that would be good for my opponent, but I think we have to go and help ourselves here. And yeah, that's what we can do. Double play. I think we double play in legs twice more, and then we use the rough on the eagle and whatever 2 other birds we find. And we're going to be in a really strong position. So this end around goal should be in the bag. We get 2 more pointing left. I got to say, I normally don't really look at these end around goals too much. I think this is a good double play regardless. So I'm quite happy to go and do that. Yeah, you know, these are good birds to be getting down regardless, whether or not they help the end around goal. So we'll for sure go and do that. But yeah, Killdeer has gone down. So I think we are ahead in this game. I think we have had the upper hand so far. The early tempo with the great tit and the stork, we've made good use of that. But this is where my opponent is gonna come back into the game. So we have got to watch out. And yeah, definitely some good stuff in the tray. I think honestly, all 3 of those birds, they fit pretty well with the approach. So no surprise they go and pick up 2 of them. But okay, and I think now we do the double play. So we'll do up here. We'll clear off clear off on the cavity nest, because that's where we're going to need space. So yeah, get those 2 down. And this is just going to help so much as well later in the game. You know, we're going to lean on this grasslands. We're going to hope that the combination of the white stork and the rough can get us some good birds, and then later in the game we're going to want to play those. So birds like this puffin, hopefully some other high food cost big point birds. And if we have a forest like this that's generating 4 or 5 food, and hopefully lots of that being nectar, then we can play these birds a little bit easier. We're going to spend less turns gaining food, which means more turns playing birds, more turns laying eggs, and scoring points if this harrier wants to play ball and help us score points there. So that'll certainly be the plan. And yeah, we just have to hope that we get those good birds, because my opponent, they have the upper hand in terms of card draw, I think, here. Seeing more cards with the Killdeer and the Swallow, being able to be in a position to pick up those nice stray birds that I'm revealing for them, that's going to be key. And yeah, the good forest as well. They will certainly want to lean on that. All right, back around to us. They are taking food. Maybe no surprise. We get a free egg coming through, so we are just going to lay eggs ourselves. And please, thank you, Harrier. You've done some work. And oh boy, White Stork, you have done some work as well. So thank you very much for that. So much for that strong forest that we now don't really need anymore. But yeah, maybe. I think we do still play the Raven. I was about to say maybe we don't play the Raven anymore, but I think we do. I think we do. But yeah, we might have to skip a rough tuck again this round, because I don't especially want to be getting rid of this. I mean, we are going to be in this position where we've got really good food access here, but I suppose any extra food we get, if we're really you know, so overwhelmed with food in this grassland, so you can always throw it, get more eggs, more spent nectar. That is kind of where we're strong, actually. We are winning all these nectar races, and I think we need to try and do that. Try and use that to our advantage in this game, because, yeah, my opponent with the forest getting some nectar, but if we do go Raven, we should be able to get basically as much nectar as we want and spend it on birds like Puffin. So that will certainly be the aim here. But there is definitely a school of thought to draw cards, and it's kind of the same as in round one. Because I do feel like you always end up in this position where you go White Stalk and Rough. You're always just that little bit short cards because you're wanting to play cards. You know, you're not really having enough egg space to just keep laying eggs. So you have to play birds to keep the egg space going. And then that doesn't leave you any at the round end. So we definitely could just draw 2 off the top here. But equally, I think if we are going in this grasses with the Raven, we're going to be laying eggs a lot. So let's go ahead. Let's lay some eggs. See what the White Stalk's going to give. Okay. All right. We're really not going to have much in this rough because we're just getting so many good birds. But yeah, I can't leave Abiath's booby. They would so easily go and pick that up. Although to be fair, they probably want to play something now with this nectar. But yeah, I don't think I can go and leave that, so... looks like probably just the one rough tuck here. But something like that Black Swan, if we are going to play Raven and Booby, we're going to have a lot of those birds down, so... something that we might look at. Right, what are they doing? 2E, okay, I did wonder. I saw them pick that up, so I think that makes sense. Copy my Great Tit or my... Whiteback Woodpecker makes sense. All right, we've got a decision to make. Do we... what do we tuck here? I think we still go for this Raven. I think there is still time to make that work. But I think Abiath's booby, I think it's too good to get rid of. So we'll go for this. Go for this Black Swan. And win at the end of round. Got very nice. And I think we got to target this one as well. So I know they have got the Great Egret in hand, so they could definitely do some kind of big bird play in this round to try and target the centre round goss. So if we can do Raven and Puffin is probably enough. But we've got the booby in supply as well. So yeah, we might... I think there might be a world in which we can get all 3 of these down. And I might... this might finally be the round where I need to draw cards. I think once Puffin and Booby are down and we can get the extra card, that might be needed. Just looking ahead to the last of the round goal, but make sure we get these rough tucks as well. So 3 egg coming through. We are definitely a little bit tight on the egg space there, but yeah, let's go ahead and take some food. Hopefully get the nectar that we need for the Raven. And we are indeed doing that, so plenty of nectar to go around. So yeah, we can do, what would it be, Raven. We play the Raven, we lay eggs. We then have 4 food, so we can only do 1 of these. So I think we'll do Raven, eggs, Puffin, and then assess, see where we're at. And then maybe do eggs and booby again and just keep slightly missing on this rough. But I think that'll be okay. Not the end of the world. Okay, yeah, Brewer's Blackbird going down very, very strong in the grasses now for them. But we will follow up with this Raven, and I think... yeah, I mean, let's just spend the nectar while we've got it. Let's make sure we're dominating in the grasslands. Because we can always get more nectar to spend. We know we're going to play these birds in the wetlands. We can always get the nectar for that, so... yeah, in a good position here. But I think likewise, if my opponent, if they just get 1 more bird in the grasslands, this could be really, really powerful for the late game egg spam. We know they're going to win that final end round with the killdeer cards coming through. So yeah, this could be really powerful. Don't often see on the Oceani boards that sort of late game egg spam. Normally it's, you know, using the resources, the cards and the food to play birds. Hopefully what we're going to do here, get bonus cards, get big points. But you can still find yourself in this position where, you know, going for the grasslands, especially with a bird like killdeer, can pay off big time. So more frigs coming through. I think this is maybe actually where this raven is going to help out, because we can make sure we're clearing out egg space on the cavity nests. And that's what we're going to do here. So get some nectar. Harry is disappointing me all game here. But Starling is interesting. With the nest box builder, with maybe some extra food that we might have. I think I've got to block that from my opponent. Again, feel like I'm in a constant state of blocking here, but it's kind of how this game has gone. And yeah, look, they're just gathering nectar, so nectar and fish. I think they're going to go and do their big double play here, so we have to be ready. We have to be prepared to not let them do that. Or let them do it, but not let them win the end of round goal. I can't stop them playing birds, unfortunately, as nice as that would be. But yeah, stop them winning the end of round goal is going to be key. So I think, yeah, I think if we do puff in and eggs twice, I'd be okay letting go of this starling and whatever other birds we get from the stalk and tuck those under the ruff. I'd be fine with that. And then we know final round if we could do booby and swan and maybe one more bird. Kind of depends what comes up from the stalk and the ruff. That feels like a good plan to be working with for now, but yeah, Starling is a tempting one. Starling is definitely a tempting one. But as I say, I think I'm in this position now where actually the food that comes through from this raven, I think it's going to be more valuable spent on playing big point birds rather than just getting a point each time through something like a starling. So would have been really good for my opponent with their strong forest. So definitely had to, yeah, had to go and block there. But 3 turns left. We'll see. Only 4 cards in hand. We'll see what they do. Go and play a game. Burrowing Owl. Wasn't expecting that. So maybe they're just getting the 1 on the board for this end round. Maybe it's a bonus card play. We'll see. We'll see. But I think for now, I think we'll lay eggs again. I think we'll lay eggs again. I think this time we might just take... Just trying to plan out my nectar. Because I might need to carry some food over into next round that's not nectar. In order to be able to play these big point birds. So maybe something like that. I should be okay to win the nectar in the grasslands, right? I'm not just jinxing it. So I could take an extra nectar here, and then when I lay eggs, or even actually, I mean, I could discard 1 nectar now, and then discard the egg and get 2 more nectar back. But just kind of slightly worried about egg space. This round could be a problem. But let's think this through. Let's actually plan this. So if the plan would be to lay eggs twice and play puff in, that would get me 5 food at the end of the round. Going into next round, that basically covers these 2. And then the 1 extra bird that I might play, I can get through feeding the raven. So I think I will be okay for food in that sense. So actually, let's spend a nectar now and get 2 back. Actually, no. Let's not. Just keep changing my mind here. Well, we're gonna take 2 nectar. We're gonna take 2 nectar, just in case. Okay, that is a nice find, and that could potentially be a good play. I mean, even actually this round, but later on as well in this game. Is this over 100? Ah, it's over 100. That would have been nice. Never mind. Yeah, I think we have to take that. But I'm just thinking in terms of being able to respond. I want to be able to respond in case my opponent does, like, I don't know, egret into Woodstalk or something, and we end up tying this end around goal. I want to be able to respond and play. Originally the booby would be the plan, but I suppose now this raven could well go down. And I've got to think about this swan. I've got to think carefully about this, because this is in theory good, because we are going to have lots of these big birds down, but I need the egg space on them, and if I am laying eggs a lot, that's by no means guaranteed, so we'll have to see. But I think plan A, hopefully what we can do here is just play Puffin and lay eggs. But we do have the advantage. We do have the positive of going second in this end around, so we can wait and see. Okay, collared dove is going down. So they're not going to go and play the big point plays. So I can relax a little bit on that front, but I do need to play something. Maybe we play the raven in the grasslands. Yeah, I suppose then, if I'm going to play raven and lay eggs, it's then starling, and then it would be swan going. Is the raven better than the swan? There's a case to be made that it is, because getting something down in this grasslands, if I'm going to lay eggs maybe 3 more times this game, that's 3 extra eggs that I'm getting. Which is kind of half the eggs already that this was getting, and then maybe this might get some more points through the cash food. Because yeah, the best case scenario they could get is 1, maybe 2 more. Yeah, so I mean they've only got 2 food, right? So they could play something that costs 2 fish. But as long as we get this down, then we're doing better. So I think, yeah, I think we do this. I think this is right. I'm sort of massively second guessing myself at basically every turn here in this endgame, but yeah, I think this is the right play, and then we can still discard the nectar, and we can turn it into random old food that is fine, because that random old food, instead of spending that on playing birds, we can cash it on the raven at the end of the game, so that works out fine. So yeah, I think there would potentially have been a case where this starling could have been better than the raven. I think if the starling was the difference between the lower and upper bounds on nest box, I think that makes it better. But given we're going to play Puffin, we're going to get that lower bound anyway. Did they just pick up Montague's Harrier? I think they might have. I think they might have Prairie Manager. I was thinking Prairie Manager when the Burrowing Owl and the Collared Dove went down, but it did make me think they've only got 3. But yeah, they just picked up Montague's Harrier, so that'll be going on the barn swallow later. So fair enough. We're going to lay eggs here. Get rid of this nectar that I've been talking about. And get some eggs going. So yeah, let's take. I suppose it doesn't massively matter, does it? It's all going to end up on the Australian Raven, I think. Harrier is eventually doing some good work. And alright, we'll just take the random bird, because we can always tuck for that. I was going to call it house finch, for that Cassis finch if we desperately want it. But I think we've got enough to be getting on with. So yeah, final round. Let's work this out. If I lay eggs twice, that puts me on 8 food, which would be able to play all of these and then not use the raven. So I think we tuck the black swan here, and I think we use the extra turn. I think the food is better going on the raven and the extra turn to lay eggs, so we can benefit from the tuck and go and draw some. Bird Snowy Owl's actually not a bad one, and probably more likely to go down than Cassis Finch. There you go, win that end around goal. We're actually, I've talked about basically not winning this last end around goal, but we're actually in a pretty good position. If we lay eggs 3 times and play 2 birds, we're going to be on 6 cards at the end of the game. That might actually be enough to win. So we'll kind of work on that basis, but let's let's lay some eggs and get some birds down. That is our core focus for now. So grab the odd nectar. Harry is finally doing a good job. Don't think any of these are super useful for you, but maybe that pip for your imaginary prey manager. We'll block the Abiath. And yeah, I think we're gonna have perfect food here. So we'll spend, if we do the 2 nectar and the fish on the puffin, we then lay eggs, get 2 nectar, play the booby. We have 3 food left over. We then lay eggs on the last turn and get the 2 extras for the raven. And I think I'm not counted. I think we're just about going to be okay for eggs. If my opponent takes food once, I think we're still okay. If they take food twice, we might be in trouble. So we've got to watch that. But yeah, 89 points already. I'm definitely happy with. We're doing well on these nectars. I reckon they might steal the forest. But I think if we focus on the wetlands, winning that, because we know they've got those big wetland birds, so they could easily go and try and steal that as well. You can only spend your nectar in so many places. So we'll focus where we can. And yeah, Puffin is going to be huge. Big points already. Help our existing bonus card get another one. I mean, if we could find like Omnivore, Rodentologist, those are the kind of birds, bonus cards we're looking for. So yeah, definitely some good options. All right, they are just laying eggs. So it's Puffin time. What are you going to get for us? Okay, not quite what I was hoping for. But breeding manager at least. We can score 1 point. But this is where the booby comes in handy, because if we draw some good bonus cards there, we can always get rid of breeding manager. But yeah, pasturing we're not going to do anything on, so bit of a shame, but we get the 4 points there. So 100 points with 3 turns to go. And yeah, 4 cards in hand for them, 5 for me. I don't know. We could. It depends. Depends what their plan is for this endgame. If they just want to lay eggs, because I think they'd have to skip the blackbird potentially, which it's costing points. You keep a card to win the end of round goal and gain 3 points, but you lose 2 points skipping a tuck and an egg. So it's marginal gains to be had. And yeah, pretty sure, as I say, this Montague's Harrier is going to go down. It would be a good play. It'd be a big point play to max out this prey manager that I am definitely imagining that they've got. So we'll see and wait on that. But yeah, it does seem like egg laying is the focus. Burrowing Owl, I don't want to jinx it. I suppose only 1 dice outside the feeder, but it's definitely not quite matching my my Northern Harrier, which I don't imagine it is too surprising. So yeah, they are laying eggs, so we're tight on the cards, but should be okay. All right, get some more nectar. I said too many nice things about the Harrier and it gave up. But okay, these are all pretty terrible. But it doesn't matter at this point, so. Yeah, 2 egg spaces left, so we'll play the booby. I suppose actually we'll be in a position where we can see. We'll see on that last turn if throwing a card for the extra egg is worth it. I want to keep the cards because, as I say, like if I make my opponent skip Blackbird, that's better than that costs them 2 points, which is better than the point I would get from throwing the card. So it's yeah, it's maybe about trying to force them into not doing something by not doing something myself. That can squeeze out maybe a point or 2 in this endgame. So hopefully it won't come down to that. I think they are in a really strong position, but I'm hoping that yeah, just a good bonus card or 2 off this Abiath's booby will go a long way to helping us out here. So they are taking food and they are throwing cards. So I suppose actually as well, if they are, maybe they're just going to ignore this end around. Maybe if they get a double play and then play the Montague, maybe it's not winnable for them, but I'd definitely chalk this one down as a loss on this last 10 round goal. So I will be delighted if I can get the 7 points there. Would yeah, be a nice position to be in. So it looks like a free egg is coming through. So I think we are just about going to be okay on the egg space. But for now, let's get this Abiath's BB down. C, come on, please give me some good bonus cards. All right, I'll take that. Mechanical Engineer. Slightly disappointing actually to not max that. I suppose we've got a million platform nests down and not much else. So Puffin with a star nest helping out. And yeah, I think it's pretty easy to just discard the two worst ones there. So get rid of those. And so all in all, that's fine. I think 7 points combined from the Puffin and the Booby. I'll take it. I think my benchmark for late game bonus cards is normally 3 or 4 points. Any less than that, like the 1 point off Breeding Manager, of course I'm going to be disappointed. Any more than that, delighted. But yeah, 3 and 4. To go with the 4 from Nestbox Builder. I will certainly take that. Absolutely 0 complaints from me. And yeah, we've got 3 egg spaces left, so we don't actually have space now. I think if they hadn't taken food, we could have discarded the card, but yeah, I think now we'll just lay eggs normally. Use the Raven to get those last 2 pieces of food for the other Raven. And I think that was the right play. I think that was the right play, because the fact that I've got no egg space means that if I'd gone for the Black Swan, it would have been really tricky here. I would have had to play another bird. Maybe I could have gone for the Snowy Owl and gambled on another bonus card as the extra play. Would that have cost me for the center round goal by, having another turn playing a bird and another turn not laying eggs and therefore not gaining another card? There's lots at play. There's lots at play, which is why I wanted to try and be careful here. So hopefully have just about been careful enough. But yeah, maybe I suppose actually I'm just trying to work out. Maybe they don't have the double play, because the food here could just go on the Starling or the Colour Dove even. And I think they have just about got enough egg space. I suppose they'd have to play the Montague now and then lay eggs on it, and then you lose the tuck from the Barn Swallow on that last turn. But I think that's worth it, rather than lose the egg, or 2 that you might even lose. So yeah, I think they've got some decisions to make. Alright, so here we go on to our last turn. Ooh, it's Great Egret into Masked Lapwing. That's kind of fun. You don't often see that, but makes complete sense with the Colour Dove. I have no idea how much food they got for that. So I wasn't paying attention to the feeder, but yeah, if that bumped them up from, I don't know, 2 discards on the Colour Dove to 5, then you get 3 extra points there. So very nice indeed. And I would very strongly guess that they're going to play this Montague and just have the 1 card in hand. So doesn't change our plans. Absolutely not at all. We're just going to lay eggs here. Get final bits of food for this Raven. 1 last chance, Harrier. Thank you very much. 6 overall. Oh, hello, Benelli. What a final tray that is. Because Kia would also be quite a good one, but yeah, just trying to make sure there's no way that they could draw it and then play. Not enough turns left, so yeah, Benelli would have been super nice. Oh, all the good birds are coming out. Galar now as well. Yeah, but Benelli would have been nice, but again, would have probably for the similar reasons as the Eastern Imperial Eagle earlier, would have maybe not been something I'd necessarily look at playing, given the end of round goal. So nice little flex to have in hand. Did they play Montague? They did. Very nice. And it's now time for the teals. So we shall tuck. We're going to keep the Spinelli because we can. And actually, let's pick up these lovely tray birds. Because why not? And yeah, they will go over to Colour Dove. So luckily, they didn't get too much nectar and they can't catch us. But that was close. Because Colour Dove can swing nectar races and make things painful, but we won that and we won the end of round goal as well. So yellow power time. We're going to cash all 1 of each. Very satisfying on the Aussie Raven. So yeah, there we go. On these nectars, I'll take it. I mean, a tie in the forest. But yeah, wins in the other 2 habitats. That's where it counts. Getting those extra points, very nice. And we're going to see what impact that has on the final scores here. So it should be big scores on both sides. Hopefully, with our bonus cards, we should be able to come out on top. So yeah, slight lead there. 11-8 on the bonuses. End of round goals we did, of course, let's say, do very well in. And lots of eggs, thanks to grasslands. Ravenstalk, super, super nice. So we are in the lead. Tug cards, my opponent will bring it back a little bit, I suppose, but with the rough, we did a good job there. And yeah, nectar points, super strong for us in the end, and it is a big win. Comfortable margin, 132 the final score, up against 106. So yeah, not really too much to say on that game. White Stork and Raven, who knew? Very, very nice combo. Raven came late, but I think it was still worth playing, even just early in that game, or in that round 3, I should say. Made going for the grasslands more worthwhile, get more nectar, win the nectar races, and yeah, the bonus cards weren't quite there. I think they were just about good enough. Always a disappointment to not max out mechanical engineer, but still take that late on, and yeah, strong end game, calculated. Made the right decisions, I think, there, and squeezed out the points I needed. So did they have Pro Manager? They did. Most obvious Pro Manager in history, but very, very nice endgame, I think, there for my opponent. The Lapwing is a fun play, and yeah, worked very well with the Dove there, but not quite enough for them in the end, as we come away with the win in this divisional game in Major League Wingspan. So hopefully you enjoyed that one. Thank you very much for watching. I certainly enjoyed playing. We've got lots more games in this regular season, so if you want to see those, make sure you hit that subscribe button, make sure you're following along, and I hope to see you in another video very, very soon.